Hello and welcome back to the YouTube channel of Bethel Evangelical Free Church Hanley. I'm Pastor Gervais Charnley, and this is a historic church in Wales. Only just in Wales, but it is in Wales. This is St Mary the Virgin, Sned. Yes, it's pronounced Sned, I am told. It has 12th century origins and was at one point the home of a very small but certainly active Augustinian priory. It stands some way from the road, actually, not quite in splendid isolation, but almost. And Sned is the smallest parish in historic Montgomeryshire, which is now part of Powys. It's really not very far at all from Bishop's Castle in Shropshire, which is why it's appearing among a bunch of places in Shropshire. So we'll have a look around. It has, of course, been much restored by the Victorians. We'll have a look around and see, as usual, what we can see. As usual, we start at the west end, and we can see very much what the Victorians have done. Among other things, they put this rood screen and pulpit in. The font, on the other hand, is old, although whether that bulb was always a font is a matter of debate. The stem, of course, is Victorian, though imitating medieval. The pews, notice these pews are marked free. These are the pews that you could sit in without having to pay a pew rent. And people sometimes say, oh, how iniquitous, but of course pew rent is nothing more than a subscription that you pay effectively as membership in your church. We have here memorial to members of the Morgan Owen family, including the heroic Girth, Second Lieutenant South Wales Borderers, I think is what SWB means, who was praised for his brilliant example and was killed at Sana Iyat, 9th of April 1916. Pulpit. And we look into a fairly simple chancel. Essentially the church is two almost equal sections, although it's all one structure, and one end, oh, and that sounded like some part of the ceiling falling down. Only a small bit, but nevertheless I can see why it's propped up here. To the glory of God, in memory of Thomas Mountford, churchwarden of Sned for 26 years, 1891 to 1917. And we have the high altar, no stained glass, and the piscina, and given the crack above that window I can see why there's scaffolding there, and I would not go near it if there wasn't. Safety matters after all. So there we go, looking west. Actually there's a little bit of stained glass at the west end in the west window, but that's only patterned. There's no figurative glass here. So that is inside here at Sned. And so here we are outside at Sned. On the south side there's a ha-ha, which is basically a type of boundary ditch that means that I can't go any further south here because there is a great big ditch. As you can see behind me here, you see the south side, and you can see there's some odd projections just further over, that way even, which may indicate some kind of structure, which do indicate some sort of structure on this side. What it was, we don't know. The priory buildings are almost certainly not attached to this building, but slightly separate. So we'll have a look around the outside and again see what we can see. And so here we go, we have the west end and its bellcot. Although this is very much a church inside Wales, it is historically linked more with Shropshire, because of course the closest, well, also very much associated with the English rather than anything else. You can see here this some sort of projection which some have theorised may have been a sort of external pulpit or something. Either that, or given that, there used to be a transept or chapel on this side, or both, maybe both. Stonework's quite good. The church has a nice historic churchyard. One of the things, of course, about old Augustinian and old monastic churches like this is quite often the burials have disturbed some or all of where the monastic structure would have been. We have a little vestry here. There would never have been many canons here. It was very much a case of almost an outstation rather than an independent place. Very unlike, for example, Halmond near Shrewsbury, or Cherbury, with which this would have been associated, near Montgomery. So we go round the outside here. There is a north door. Medieval churches usually had a north door because it was used in baptisms. It was used as part of the... Basically there's an exorcism involved in baptism, and so of course at the Reformation this was rejected as being thoroughly superstitious and popish and something that we ought not to do anymore. So they're often blocked up and they're often disused, even as it, in this case, where actually the north door is closer to the churchyard gate. Nevertheless, it is not used, and they use the south door, and you can see here those big buttresses. So that is Sned, St Mary the Virgin. So there's Sned, St Mary the Virgin. So thank you for watching, and may God bless you and keep you until next time.